right, you guys, next story up. Let's just talk about your boy NickCannon. Something is really wrong with NickCannon. Something is wrong with NickCannon and his strange tribe of baby mamas. Listen, I know to each his own. I understand that NickCannon is a celebrity. He's very wealthy. He can afford to have these children. Like, I got all that, you guys. I got all that. At some point, the fact that he is recycling these baby mamas to keep creating these babies, it is just, nobody else thinks that that is weird. It's just strange. And it almost feels like it's some sort of obsession of his to be having all of these babies with all of these different women. And the women thinking, oh, it's just so beautiful. You know, it's all about love. And, you know, yes, there are some perks to, you know, the money part of it, but it's not even about that. You know, I guess it's about being able to be up under NickCannon long enough to conceive a child with him, and then him being able to fly back and forth between you and the other 5 baby mamas that he, what the fuck? I don't understand it. So he was on Lip Service. That's a podcast that Angela Yee has with some other women. I don't, you know, I don't watch the show or anything, but he was on there and they asked him if he had any more children on the way. And he, you know, long story short, did confirm that there was children coming. He said, if you think the numbers that he put up in 21 was something, wait till you see what's going down in 22. We found out that Abby De La Rosa, one of the baby mothers that he has a set of twins with, that are about a year old now, we just found out that she is again pregnant. And I don't know if anybody has confirmed that did they confirm it? I'm not sure if they confirmed it, but I think it's pretty much known that that baby or babies that she is pregnant with do belong to NickCannon. She's kind of hinted around that she might be having a set of twins again, but right now we don't know that. But we do know that she's pregnant. She did say that she's pregnant. Actually, I think they did confirm that he is the father, but you know, she's having another baby or babies. And like I said, he's confirmed that a couple, at least 2 are on the way, you know? And it's just sort of like, I mean, child, listen, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I don't really care that much, but I just want to see what the long-term effects are going to be on these kids and these baby mamas and this. And the craziest part about it is the women, they be so in love with Nick. And I mean, I guess you could be in a polyamorous relationship and, you know, you could be willing to share your man. I mean, obviously they are, but it's just all very odd. It's just strange to me. It's weird. And I feel like Nick really needs to sit down with a counselor or therapist and really get to the bottom of why he can't just fuck somebody and not create a whole nother human being. And we're not even going to talk about the fact that NickCannon is not even the healthiest person. He has lupus and he's had many bouts where he thought that he was not going to live. You're going to be creating all these kids and not be around for them? You know, heaven forbid, I mean, God forbid, we don't want NickCannon to die. We definitely don't want him to die now because look, you got all these kids. Somebody got to be here for them. Besides their mama. What happens if something happens to the mamas? Child, you know, it's just, the whole thing is fucking ridiculous. But I mean, I can't tell a motherfucker what to do with their thing. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I just really think that the more responsible way to look at this is, why you still having all these babies, Nick? Why do you feel that you need to keep creating all these babies? All right, you guys, next story up. So, LilNasX. Remember we talked about him last week. The BET Award nominations came out and he was upset that he was not nominated for one BET award. Okay, I think he felt like he should have been in the best rapper category. I told you guys who was all in that category. I mean, you had your J. Cole, your Kendrick Lamar, your Drake, your Future, Jack Harlow. I mean, you had some heavy hitters in there, and he was upset that he wasn't included. Well, now he has said that not being nominated for even one award by his peers is indicative of how the Black community is still not really accepting of the LGBTQIA community. BET did respond to him and say that's not true, that he was nominated for and was able to perform what's the name of his damn? Old Town Road, is that the name of the song? I had to sing it in my mind. But he was nominated for that song. He performed with Billy Ray Cyrus on the show. I think the next year, that was 2 years ago. Then last year, I think he performed on BET Awards. This year just wasn't the year for him, and that they are embracing and accepting of the LGBTQIA community. And you know, so they beg to differ from Lil Nas X. My whole thing is, and I've told you guys this before, Lil Nas X is gay, fine. Don't care about that at all. Whatever he does in his lifestyle, I could care less about. But this right here proves what I was saying, is that Lil Nas X uses the fact that he's gay, and when anything doesn't go his way, the very first thing that he says is that it's because he's gay. Are we supposed to automatically assume that if a gay person is not nominated for an award, that it's because they're gay? Or is it because the competition was too stiff and you just didn't meet the cut? Are we supposed to automatically attribute the fact that they're gay or a part of the community with the fact that, oh, they don't want to give them an award? I think that that's not fair to anybody on either side. You know, you win some, you lose some. And the fact that Lil Nas X always somehow seems to involve his sexuality in every single thing when it doesn't go his way is like the reason why I've had issue. And you guys have some of you guys have even blamed me or said that, oh, Roxanne, it's just the fact that he's gay and you don't even want to. It's like, I don't care that he's gay. I got a lot of gay rock stars. Like, it's, you know, it's like, that is the least of why I said that he gets on my nerves. And I've given him his props. I think he's talented. You know, even if he was nominated, he wasn't going to win in this, that best rapper category. Like, you know, so I was just like, oh, Lord, Lil Nas X, come on. So quite frankly, I am tired of Lil Nas X making everything about his sexuality. We got it. You're gay. Okay. Let's make it about the music. Let's make it about your talent. And you are talented, even though it took me some time to realize that. You are. So let's make it about that. Okay? Like I said, you win some, you lose some, baby. This wasn't your year. That's just all it is. What do you guys think, though? Do you think that the BET Awards purposely snubbed him? Or do you believe that, like BET said, out of their 500 constituents that do the voting academy of the BET Awards, he just wasn't the one that made the cut? Y'all let me know what you think. All right, you guys, next story up. So these gas prices, am I the only one that's just like so glad that I still work from home and I ain't got to be fucking around with the gas station, but maybe once every few weeks? Thank God, because when I fill up the Jeep, it takes about $85, $90 to fill it up. And when I first got the Jeep, which I just got in November, you guys remember, but when I first got that damn Jeep, it would only be like $50 to fill up the tank. So we almost had twice the amount, y'all, and it is ridiculous. Even still, Georgia is below the national gas average, the national price for gas. I think we are somewhere around, I think they said $4.35, which is probably still good for a lot of people. When y'all start looking at y'all gas prices, Jada's in LA right now, and she was telling me that the gas was like $6.50. All right, and this is for regular. And they said that it's going to probably be hitting past 7. And I'm just like, I don't know how they expect people to live their life with these high-ass gas prices, high-ass food prices. Did you guys see on my Instagram when I posted the other day that the USDA is saying that the damn eggs was going to be $12 a fucking dozen by the end of the year or something like that? What the fuck, for some eggs? Child, I bet you we won't eat an egg around this bitch ever again. $12 for it. Like, so $1 an egg, you guys, is what we gonna be paying. It's ridiculous. This inflation has gotten so, I don't know how people are surviving by just trying to pay their rent, pay their more, well, really it's rent. Pay the rent, pay the gas, pay for food. Like, how are people doing it? But they don't want to raise minimum wage. People out here working for $7 and some change. Like, I don't know how anybody is doing it, just surviving off of one job. Okay? And it is really, really terrible. They're going to have to do something about it. When is this bubble going to bust? Now, we know that it's the summertime and gas prices normally go up during the summer because they know that people are traveling, people are flying places. You know, you got to pay for the jet fuel, you got to pay for the automobile fuel. We know that more people are outside, okay? So, but it's never been to the point where it is now. Like I told you guys, we bought those tickets to fly to Mexico. Them damn tickets was $1,000 round trip. Right now, to fly to Los Angeles is $700 from Atlanta. And it is ridiculous because it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. If we just knew that it was going to happen for these few couple of months and then it was going to go back down, that's one thing, but that shit has been steadily rising. I mean, I know that they're saying the crude oil prices is high because Russia, the invasion of Ukraine, and, you know, we haven't been able to do this, that, and the other or whatever, but we need to do something. Something needs to happen because $7 a gallon, $12 a dozen, $4,000 and $5,000 and $6,000 for rent. How are people doing it? How are people doing it? Me and Mr. was talking about selling the house because the amount of money that they're offering for this house, which is very small, you guys, and we bought this house back in 2004. Right now, we could get double of what we bought this house for. So we thought about selling the house and moving, but the whole thing is, even though we can get more for this house, everybody else's house is as high as fuck too. So it's just like, even if we tried to buy something, a house that would have been $300,000, you know, last year around this time, now that shit is $450, $500, $600. Who is paying that kind of money, y'all? No, we not doing that. So we gonna stay in this little house. And we gonna try to fix it up and do some remodeling and changing and shit. And when these kids get the fuck out of my house and, you know, it's just me and Mr., then it's just gonna be fine, okay? It's just, I'm telling you, I don't know how people are affording to do it. I just keep on trying to figure it out. So anyway, you guys, yeah, the gas is out of this world and the food is out of this world and everything else is out of this world. When is it going to end? All right, you guys, so this is kind of an update on an old story. I did not realize that Andre, what was his name? Andre Montgomery? Tim Norman's nephew. Is that his name? Hold on one second, you guys. Yes, Andre Montgomery. Remember Tim Norman's nephew on Welcome to Sweeties? Remember he was on the show, he was killed. Sweetie Pie was so heartbroken because that was the nephew that she had taken out of, you know, off of the streets of Texas and moved him up where she was and was trying to show him a better life and all of that. He ended up getting killed. Then it came out that Tim Norman, which is Andre's uncle, which is Sweetie's son, was the person who had killed Andre. Well, we had assumed that he didn't kill him himself, but he had ordered the hit. It was done so messily. It was such a sloppy job. I don't even think that the police had to do too much to put the story together to figure out that it was Tim Norman and a crew of other people who put this hit out on this young man. Sure enough, Tim Norman ended up getting arrested for the murder of Andre Montgomery. Now there has been a 30-year-old by the name of Travell Anthony Hill. He was indicted for incitement. Is this supposed to be incitement? It say inspiration, but I think that's a typo. It's for I think it's for incitement to commit murder for hire, and then he was actually indicted for murder for hire as well. Back in 2016, he actually confirmed that he was hired by Tim Norman to kill Andre for $5,000. I mean, there's no amount of money that's worth somebody's life, but damn, $5,000. That's what you killing people for? That's what you ruining your whole damn life, and you killing somebody for $5,000. What the hell is going on in the world today? Okay, that lets you know that there's some desperate people out there. But anyway, yeah, $5,000 he was paid by Tim Norman. And you guys remember the story. It was all this money being wired back and forth between Tim and this guy, Tim and this other woman, Terica. Terica ended up being the stripper who was supposed to lure Andre to the place where he was actually gunned down and killed. Okay. And for her services, she was given $10,000. But like I said, Tim Norman was wiring this money back and forth. Like, you actually leaving record of this money being sent from person to person. I mean, he obviously thought he wasn't going to get caught. Okay. He flying back and forth from LA up to, where was that? Where was Sweeties? Was that in Chicago? Was it in Ohio? No, St. Louis, Ohio? Where was it? Anyway, wherever it was, he going back and forth. You know, I think the boy was killed. The lady, I think Terica, was from Tennessee. Everybody was driving around. I mean, it was such a messy job. And yeah, you know, they ended up getting caught. On top of that, Tim Norman had taken out a $500,000 life insurance policy on Andre, which is weird to begin with. I mean, you the uncle. Why are you taking out a life insurance policy on this 21-year-old man, first of all? You know? Secondly, you ain't really got much. Why are you doing that? And then remember, the life insurance companies they started to get suspicious. They needed a death certificate. He couldn't get one. You know, he was working with an agent. That agent ended up getting arrested too. And that agent was trying to tell him what he needed to say to get this money. Anyway, the life insurance people ended up not giving him the money. He out $15,000 for taking the life of his own damn nephew. I mean, breaking the heart of his mother, who obviously he didn't care about. I mean, I guess his baby mama tried to warn everybody the nigga was crazy. Between the baby mama and old girl from Basketball Wives, Jennifer, they tried to tell us that he was crazy. I mean, I believed him, you know. But this is a whole nother level of sinister. Like, you actually had this young man killed for what? This boy ain't did nothing to you. I'm sure that's worth his life. $500,000 that you didn't get, child. You know. So anyway, he been in jail this whole time. But now that they've actually arrested the kid that said that he did, well, he ain't no kid, 30 years old. Now that they arrested the man that said that he did it, then it's a wrap on that. Everybody is going to be in jail for a long ass time. Okay? Tim Norman and his hips can count on never seeing the light of day. Well, he will get out eventually, but his life is gonna be old when he gets out. And my heart breaks for Robbie, who, you know, even though Honey Miss Robbie looked like she doing just fine over there. I went on her page and she got a song out. I was like, you better sing, child. You know, she be having her wigs on and she got a song out. What was the name of the song? It was like, Don't I Do It For You? Or Child, I was just like, okay, Miss Robbie. But still, just to know that your son is a disappointment like this. It's never anything that I would wish on a mother to have to, you know, you love your child, but your child is wrong. So how do you even reconcile that? You know? I would be through. Like, I would still love my child, but I would be through. I wouldn't be visiting them in jail or nothing, because I know I raised you to fuck better than this. So yeah, my heart breaks for Miss Robbie. And just senseless. But this time they got it right. The people responsible are in jail. And lives ruined, child. Like, I can't say nothing else about it. Okay, don't drop the soap. Next story up, you guys, Amanda Seales and her being left out of the final episode, the finale episode, the final episode for all of the seasons of The Real. If you don't know about this story, then let me enlighten you. So The Real has decided to call it quits after 8 seasons. They've won some Emmys. They've done well generally. The show is done. For their finale episode, I don't know, I guess they had all of their old hosts on the show, the ones that have left. So that would be Tamar Braxton, that would be one of the twins, what's her name, Tia, I think it was Tia, Maury, you know, and the ladies that are still on there now. For the finale episode, they all got together and I guess, you know, had some good times talking about, you know, times on the show. Well, they did not include Amanda Seales on this show. And we all know that Amanda Seales was not happy with her time, her stint on the show. She pretty much talked really bad about the show when she left. First of all, she left just like, looked like she got to work one day and was like, I'm over this shit, okay? And she left. She talked about the toxicity of the workplace, the fact that there were white people that I think she felt like the show was pandering to like the sister girl part, and not really wanting to talk about the issues. I think Amanda went on there thinking that she was going to make some sort of difference by kind of like waking up people, but that's not what The Real is for. It's way more surface, way more lighthearted, you know, not as deep as Amanda wanted to be. She ended up leaving, talked shit about the show, all of that. I still feel as a professional, this show should have acknowledged that she was on the show. Regardless of how she talked about the show, the fact of the matter is she was a host on the show, okay? What they could have done was still extended the invitation to her. Knowing Amanda Seales, she probably wouldn't even have went. And so I guess they probably was just like, why even invite her if she's not going to show? But like I said, it seems like the more professional thing was to cover your side and just be like, well, we invited her, she didn't want to come. Okay. You can't deny that this woman was there and that she did make some sort of contribution to the show, however short it was and however positive or negative it was to the show. She was there. So she should have been acknowledged. I'm not no super Amanda fan, but when Amanda's right, I feel like she's right. And so I agree with her that she should have been included. But I really don't think that she would even have shown. Because who wants to be there? Blue. That's enough. That's enough of that. Because who wants to go somewhere where you already know that they don't like you and you don't like them? Why even spend your time with it? So, yeah. I mean, it's not even that big of a deal. The show is over now, so I guess it don't even really matter. Do you guys think that Amanda should have been included, though? Or do you think, oh, well, bitch, you had a whole lot to say, so fuck you, you wasn't coming back to this show? Y'all let me know. Next story up. So it seems that the Martin reunion on BET will be airing on June 16th. BET just released the trailer and we see pretty much the whole cast is there. We know that Tommy Ford will not be there because he died back in 2016, I believe it was. So he will not be there, but Cole, Pam, Gina, and Martin will be there. They're also going to have many other special guests that talk about the episodes, people that were actually on the show, and then I guess people who just have been affected by watching the show. I mean, who hasn't been affected by Martin? Absolutely one of the funniest comedy shows. Like, my favorite sitcoms to this day is I Love Lucy and Martin. Those two are my top I can watch them anytime. I can watch Martin. I can watch I Love Lucy anytime. I can tell you all of the fucking episodes. Like, those are my shows. And so it will be cool to see the reunion. It's going to air, like I said, on June 16th. And the host is, what's his name? You guys know the comedian that does all of the impersonations. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, June 16th, you guys mark it on your calendars. Let's watch the Martin reunion. Are you guys still up for a reboot? I don't really have to have a reboot. I don't think I want to see Tisha Campbell and Martin Lawrence on screen together again. Not in that way. Because even to this day, even though they've gotten past whatever issues that they have, now it's kind of uncomfortable to see those two together. I know that they've moved past it. We'll see, maybe on this reunion, we'll see that everything is truly, truly cool. But I know that when I've seen them around each other before, it just didn't feel right. So yeah, I'm cool on the reboot. We ain't got to do that. But yeah, the reunion, I'm here for it. All right, you guys, so next story. So apparently, a 23-year-old DDG, okay, mama named him Daryl Granberry. He was arrested in Van Nuys, California on Monday for carrying a concealed firearm in a vehicle. Now, he was released after posting bond. $35,000, I believe, was the bond, and he is free now. He'll probably go to court, and we'll probably get this all cleared up. But I thought that it was ironic that him being Hallie's boyfriend, Chloe's boyfriend, gonna being in jail, of course people were gonna pick up on that, the fact that they both got arrested, even though his was for a lot less serious crime than what Gunna is facing. But it was trending that these two girls were probably working for the feds and that they were the ones that were, I'm telling you, we as Black people, we definitely gonna make a joke out of everything. And sometimes that's just a coping mechanism. But I'm telling you, I was like, that's nothing to be playing about, okay? I know one thing. I bet you their parents is worried as fuck. Like, you got both of these beautiful girls that are super talented, beautiful voices and all of this, and they both have hooked up with somebody that then got themselves arrested. That is a parent's worst fucking nightmare. Even though I don't think Chloe was really with Gunna like that. I think it was more PR. They had a song that they were doing together. Ooh, stop. They had a song that they were doing together. And so that's why we saw them so much together. But still, I was just like, I know their parents was like, now, wait a minute. Now, who are these niggas y'all? And who the fuck at the record label told y'all to hook up with these niggas? And that little Hallie, bless her heart, she seemed like she really, really loved this DDG boy, So I'm just like, oh. Child, I'm telling you, a parent is, I'll be worried so much about my kids and the people that they be around. And then you start hearing about the motherfuckers getting arrested. And Gunna especially, who is in jail, they will not let them out. They ain't giving them no bail, no bond, whatever it's called. Like, they just in jail. So that case with Young Thug and Gunna, that's a big ass mess, So yeah, this might be time to rethink these boyfriend situations. Nobody wants the nice guy no more. Not at that age. You don't want the nice guy at that age. When I was young, I did have the, dope dealer girlfriend tendencies. I used to love to be kind of in that element, but I was a little too scary. So I wouldn't 100% commit to the niggas that was doing stuff like that, but I still like to be around it. I used to like to look like the girls, and I used to, But at the end of the day, motherfucker ain't trying to be going to jail or getting killed because my boyfriend is out there in them streets like that. So, yeah, I know them parents. My mom and dad didn't know that I was doing that kind of shit. Like, they didn't know. But, yeah. Y'all don't be playing like that. Because remember, I told you that words have power. And we don't want these girls to be looked at, as the ops, as the young people like to say. Even though I think that most people know that they not. But like I said, it's crazy people out there. You don't know what these damn people believe. So, But yeah, we'll see what happens with DDG. But y'all stop putting them girls in them men's problems. And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, I see that Thee Stallion is now a spokesperson for Mugler, okay? She posted, I guess, a little commercial of her on her social media yesterday, and I was looking, and she had on these jeans, and it looks very much like the leggings that we've seen, you know, where it's like part of your leg is out, and it kind of comes in like this, and anyway, they made the jeans to look like that. She turns around and her whole ass is out. Child, it got like a piece of denim that go up the middle of the booty. I was like, where the fuck is somebody supposed to wear these damn pants at? I mean, yes, if you're a celebrity and all, but I mean, the average person ain't what, nigga, if you don't get away from me with your brown strip of jean coming up the crack of your ass. Nigga, nobody want to see your damn unwiped denim ass boo-boo stained jeans up. No. Girl, y'all go somewhere with these damn jeans. But I was like, I can see a whole bunch of people trying to do it. I see Fashion Nova and Shein and Pretty Little Things probably trying to come up with some knockoff version of it. But I was just like, I mean, I guess. But congratulations to Thee Stallion, because she continues to, you know, keep on getting these contracts with all of these businesses and all, and that's just more money for her pocket, so good for her. This damn interview that Vivica, well, it wasn't an interview, but Vivica was on Wendy Williams, Vivica Fox, that would be. And now, I like Vivica Fox, and usually I can agree with a lot of the things that Vivica says. But I mean, I guess like anything, we don't always have to agree on certain things. But she was on Wendy Williams, and she was talking about Jada Pinkett Smith not taking accountability for Will Smith getting up there and slapping Chris Rock at the Academy Awards. Now, she got emotional when she was talking about it. She went on and on about how she'd been knowing the Smiths for a long time, and she knew the kids, and she watched the kids grow up, and she worked with Jada on Set It Off, and she worked with Will on Independence Day, and that movie changed the course of her acting career, and all of this, right? Then she fixes her mouth to say that, I mean, are you trying to blame Jada Pinkett Smith? Now, Jada gets on my nerves too, trust me. You guys know how I feel about Jada. I like Jada from a distance, you know, but she a little too much for me sometimes, but that's fine. We got people like that in our lives, you know, we just love them from a distance, okay? But how is it that it's Jada's fault that Will made the sole decision to go up there and slap Chris Rock? Vivica made it seem like Jada leaned over to him and said, go up there and hit him, okay? Whether or not he's defending her honor, and honestly, I'm sure that this is going to be not the popular opinion, but I'm wondering if he was defending her honor or if he was tired of being called soft, okay? Was that more about Jada being, you know, protecting the fact that his wife has alopecia? Even though we've seen Jada with her hair shaved many times, she's always worn short hair. She's a beautiful woman, whether she has hair or not, okay? Was that slap more about him protecting her, or was it about him being so... See, if you would have read his autobiography, then you will know that Will Smith has deep-seated issues about the fact that people thought that he was soft, that he's never been able to... you know, people would underestimate him, and he's never protected his mother and all. He has a lot of issues, okay? And so the more and more I think about it, I don't even know if it really, truly had anything to do with Jada. I know that Jada came out and said that there's healing that needs to be done on all sides. It ain't really healing on Chris's side, other than, you know, a sore ass face. But Chris ain't did nothing besides, you know, crack a joke. I know people, well, you can't watch what you say. You say something. Okay, whatever. All of that being said, it is not Jada's fault in any way that Will Smith got up there and slapped that person. What kind of fucking accountability is it? And how do you know that she didn't have a conversation with Will off of the cameras and behind closed doors and really try to get to the bottom of why he did that. No woman, I'm not going to go against my husband in public and say what he shouldn't have did to you guys when you guys are just going to misconstrue it and tear it apart and have it on all of the gossip blogs and all of that shit and take my words and change them and all of that. Like, I'm not doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stay quiet, okay? And if I have to have a conversation, then I'm going to have it with my husband. But for you to blame me for some shit that I ain't even did, I'd set my ass there. Okay? She laughed. I know people say that she laughed, she thought, but it could have been like nervous laughter. Like, what do you do in a situation like that? This whole thing is weird, you know? So now you just got, you know? So it was just like, no, it's not Jada Pinkett Smith's fault. And we ain't gonna blame this woman for some shit that her husband did, okay? That is on Will. And Will and Chris can figure it out, you know, whatever they want to do, that's on them. Quit pulling Jada into it and blaming her for some shit that she did not do. I was like, Vivica, you putting 20 on 10, girl, doing too much, all this damn crying. You know, I'm just going to get really emotional. I was like, oh my God, really, Vivica? Really? And then lastly, you guys, I saw that Young Miami has been given a podcast. On what channel do you guess? That's right, on Revolt, okay? Revolt, which is owned by Puff Daddy, okay? Her rumored boo that she's been seeing for a little over a year now. You guys, back when they first started, I did not think that it was about to really be what it was looking like. We saw them kind of make their debut at her baby daddy's birthday party here in Atlanta. I think it was at Rick Ross's house last year. Okay, what's his name? Pee-wee or P-C-E-O-P, Pee-wee, whatever his name is. But they were at the party and there were pictures of them kind of together holding hands and all this. And I was just like, what is this? But I was like, this is Puffy and this is Young Miami. And I just, she's young, he's old, like giving worms kind of old, when you talking about dating somebody her age. And so I just didn't even really think much of it. But we started to see them kind of together more and more. They were showing up in the same places. Then it was just starting to look like they was just really having a good time. Now, we know that Puffy loves the young girls. Remember, he had that real cringy relationship with Lori Harvey. And remember when we would see him and Lori Harvey kind of dressed alike or kissing, and then he would be out with Steve Harvey and Marjorie, and it was just weird. Because I was like, now you her parents' age, child, strange. Anyway, so we know he loved the young girls, right? But it was intriguing that he would deal with, somebody like Young Miami, who was just very much Florida, very much South, all of that. So, but I started to like to actually see them two together because I was like, this is really something that, and I think that he's intrigued with Young Miami. I think that she's so different than probably the other women that he's been messing around with over the years that he is like, he finds her probably challenging. She's funny. She's a pretty woman. She has a bomb-ass body. I don't give a fuck if it was been paid for or not. She looks great. And they've been doing it, you guys. And she went on vacation. I think he took her somewhere for her birthday. And I mean, they did wrap a Ciroc commercial around it, but still it's just like, you could tell that this is something more than just a little fling. And then it just pretty much got confirmed when one of his other side chicks that he's been messing with for years and years, she was trying to taunt Young Miami, and Young Miami got in her feelings and really just responded to that girl and was like, yeah, I'm on your nigga and I'm not getting off of him. Okay. Girl, I was just like, oh, okay. And Puffy never said anything about it because I think he was actually tickled about this whole thing. Like, I got these two young ass girls just fighting over me all on social media. Okay. So anyway, I say all that to say, is there something for real going on with Young Miami and Puffy? I don't think that they're going to settle down and get married, but I do believe that they are having a good time right now. Well, like I said, she's been given a show on Revolt, and as her very first guest, who should it be but Puffy? And the clips that they show are hilarious, you guys. First of all, like I said, she's very much Miami, very much Florida, very much South. And so when she's asking him all these questions, you know, he kind of feel like he's in the hot seat. She was just like, so why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with a city girl? When she said Chinese food or American. So what we is, I was like, oh, child, if you don't sound like my country ass daughter, Sita, I'm telling you that Sita be putting them fucking words, the pronouns, the verbs, she be mixing it all up. She kind of asking them all these questions. And, you know, he has to keep stalling. He kind of laughing. He got to get his water. You know, she laughing and she's like, I'm not laughing. But yeah, they have chemistry. You can see that there's chemistry there. I think Young Miami really does like Puffy. And wouldn't it be something if Puffy really did like Young Miami? Like I said, right now, it just looks like they just having fun or anything. But I think it's pretty interesting that these two who are just so, like, I wouldn't have never put these two together. They found themselves around each other, even though it is a little cringy. Because how old is Young Miami? Let me Google how old she is. She's 28 years old. And Puffy is about 53, I think. 53, 54. He's somewhere. He's maybe a year or two older than me. But yeah, child, it looked like it's really something for real happening there. So we'll see. But he really does like Miss Caresha. And she is also very charismatic to me. So I think that show is going to do well. That is actually a show that I would actually listen to, even though the City Girls have been on interviews and have said some outlandish and ridiculous ass shit. So I imagine for this show is going to be a whole lot of fool fucking niggatry on there. But I still do like Young Miami. I still like to hear her talk and just kind of, you know, she's funny to me. So yeah, it's gonna be on Revolt TV, you guys. CareeshaPlease, and that is her new podcast, sponsored by her new man. We'll see how it goes. All right, you guys, that is it. Get off of here. I've got to get back to work. I'm on my lunch break, you guys. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.